What is up, everyone? My name is Danny. Welcome back to Jones Vibes, and welcome back to all of you fans of Avatar: The Last Airbender. We have some new news to talk about, or at least a new clip that I want to react to today. Basically, IGN posted this video on YouTube talking to Mike and Bryan about the upcoming animated movie as well as the upcoming animated series. It is a rare thing to actually see Mike and Bryan giving interviews. We just got that panel and that first look at Seven Havens, which was sick. But apparently, in this video, they talk a little bit about Yuen and who he's playing in the animated movie, which I'm excited to hear, as well as they talk a little bit more about Seven Havens. I decided not to watch this before coming on here because I figured it'd be a fun idea for all of us to watch it together, kind of go through it, and then talk about it. So let's dive into this video. Again, this is courtesy of IGN, and they're talking with Michael Dante DiMartino and Bryan Konietzko. All right, got it pulled up. Just a heads up, I'm not going to be playing the entire video. I'm probably going to chop it up a little bit for this video, but if you want to watch the entire thing, go down to the description box. I will keep the link there. But let's dive into this thing, huh?
This year, Avatar: The Last Airbender celebrates its 20th anniversary. Next year, it's
Let's go.
your film, and then the year after that, there's another brand new series on the way. I am joined by series creators Bryan Konietzko and Michael DiMartino.
Hello.
Hello.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming to talk about maybe one of the most impactful shows I've ever seen.
Amen to that.
Appreciate that.
Well, we'll be seeing Aang, Katara, Sokka, Toph, and friends in the upcoming animated feature film, The Legend of Aang, The Last Airbender. Who is Yeun in the movie? I've noticed he doesn't have a character name.
Dang, right out of the gate.
I'm not even sure we're allowed to say it, but
Should we just say anyway?
yeah, I don't think anyone will be too surprised because the one character who has not been announced yet is Zuko. So he's going to be
Sick. Okay.
Steve Yeun
an
and
amazing.
Zuko.
Okay, sick. Yuen as Zuko. I like that. I like that a lot. Especially, I've been going through Invincible. He's so great in Invincible. Like, his voice acting skills are off the charts. And then you bring in somebody like him replacing Dante Basco as well. Because Dante Basco is so iconic as Zuko. You know what I mean? Like, he's just so dang good. But you can't keep that kind of kiddish voice of Dante Basco, because even though that guy has gotten older, he still has such a light, sweet voice, you know what I mean? And so I feel like you do have to mature it just a tiny bit, and I think Yuen, that is a really, really good choice. I love that.
Yeah, and, you know, Steve Yeun was Avatar 1. He played the first
course.
Avatar in The Legend of Korra.
That's right, okay.
Working with him, and we're excited to have him back in the universe, so.
I'm really excited. Will he also be playing Avatar 1?
That we can't talk about.
Yeah.
Okay. The adventures of Team Avatar continue after the show via graphic novels. If fans want to get caught up before the release of the movie, do you have any recommended reading?
Really quick, I do actually find this interesting as well for people out there that want to read more into this universe, as well as like what is canon and what is not canon. There's been a lot of talk about like some of the changes that they might make and stuff like that. I just hope like the Surge and the Promise, like all of that stays canon. I guess we'll see. We'll see what they say here.
So they've now released, I think there's like 5 different volumes. They now have like a full omnibus of like all the collected works. And yeah, it's a nice little bridge between what you saw at the end of the series, kind of the early years of what will eventually become Republic City, which is a big, location in the movie.
That's really interesting.
Like the Gene Yang Guru Hiru run. Then we have like Faith Aaron Hicks did Imbalance, and that's kind of like Aang and, Team Avatar, and like Mike's saying.
I've not read Imbalance at all. I'd be very curious if any of you have. Just let me know how it is.
The early proto Republic City, and I think that's a good setup.
Yeah.
To
But you also can just go to the movie and enjoy it without having read the comics.
Yeah.
So.
Or read the...
But seeing how Republic City is built is cool. I like that, and I feel like it would make me feel even better about Korra. I feel like for Korra specifically, I love Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'm a fan of Korra, but it's not like I'm super high on it. So as much connective tissue as we can get going into that series, I honestly would prefer. Like, I hope we can get some background on Republic City, so maybe I can just feel a little bit better about it, if that makes sense.
Let's move on to the next Avatar, whose adventures will be told in the series Avatar: Seven Havens.
Let's go.
What can you tell us about the story at this point?
It is, Mike and I, whenever we get the opportunity to do a new series in the Avatar world, we really like to shake things up. we don't want to just do, we're really honored and lucky that people really connect with the original series, but it's so hard to make animation. Like, just the idea of doing the same thing over again doesn't interest us. So
Okay.
our world to evolve, and we're not afraid to kind of shake things up. And this is like, the world is very different in this story, so it's kind of a bit more fantasy, and
there's a big mystery aspect to the show, which
Yeah.
is also why we're not going to like say too much about it.
Oh, cool.
Shows like Lost back in the day and stuff, so it has a little bit of flavor of that. Like, you're dropped into this world and you're like, what's going on? Why is it this way?
I like that. The comparisons to Lost, that's crazy.
Season and beyond, you'll kind of unwrap some mysteries and learn more about Avatar. Puvy is her name. We released the first image.
Puvy.
Oh, great.
We've all been saying Pavi.
I'm excited for everybody to check it out when it comes out.
Mystery box.
That hypes me up so much. It's one of those things that you have to separate the art from the artist or whatnot, like their feelings on certain things, because I feel like a lot of fans, you hear that, and from our perspective, I would just love a series that seems exactly like Avatar: The Last Airbender, because that's what I like so much, you know what I mean? But when you have the creators here and they are artists as well, it does get stagnant just trying to do the same thing over and over. So I get why they make these decisions, and I'm excited to see this new unique series that's coming out. But I do hope that it still feels similar enough to the original series. You know what I mean? I hope it doesn't feel just like completely different and you're like, oh, okay, wait, this is the Avatar world there? Does that even make sense? I really like how he compared it to Lost, though. That makes me excited about the writing in general. Like, I would love to go on a mystery with this character or these characters and see where we go, and I hope things get, like, super dark. Like, I just want to see something new and something that can really draw an audience in and capture a lot of us in a similar way that the original did. Because, again, with Korra, not to say that Korra isn't a phenomenal show, I know that there are a lot of people out there that feel similar to me. It didn't hit as hard as the original series, and I would love to see something else that does hit that hard. But we'll see. I mean, regardless, I'm going to be excited. And they just said a lot. That was a lot. So good stuff here. But let's keep going.
Well, what is the difference in producing this show versus Legend of Korra or the original Avatar: The Last Airbender?
I mean, one big difference is Bryan and I are not like the showrunners day to day, so we have an amazing team of writers and producers and directors helming it. So because we got this whole other universe that's expanding and everything, so we're spread a little thin across a bunch of different projects. So that's one big difference. But
Okay.
so while it's still a 2D show, still has the heart of the original series, we're able to bring in a little more CG and for the effects and stuff like that. So it's just trying to keep up with the times.
Him saying spreading thin, or like they've been spread thin. I never like to hear that at all. That's just like, I don't know. I feel like take on as much as you can handle and that's it. Because when, like Kevin Feige, for instance, when everything happened with the MCU and they started doing all these streaming shows, that's when quality went down the drain. So I hope he's not saying they're spread thin, like they can't keep track of what's going on and it's not really in our control. Because the whole reason why a lot of us are signing up to this series and this movie is because these guys are supposed to be behind it. You know what I mean? I'm sure they are, but I don't like hearing that might be spread thin a little bit.
Let's talk about the Avatar RPG video game if we can. How far along is the game?
It's been a pretty epic journey just to get to the point to actually be making one. We had a lot of false starts with different developers. I mean, going way back, I would say about 16 years.
Wow. I did not know it's been in development that long.
This one finally seems real. It seems like it's gonna happen, and it's been cool. We're working with a really great.
Man, I hope this game is good.
That's right. This one is set, I hear, thousands of years before.
It's about I think it's like 7,000 or 8,000 years before like Aang's time.
Oh, dang. Okay. That's cool. So you get to play as like an early avatar. Choose your own avatar, choose your own adventure, probably. That'll be sick.
Again, if we're gonna get to do a game this big, we want to do something new. And kind of show like a new angle on the Avatar world and the culture and the elements and stuff.
Cool.
When you come into the Avatar world with Aang, you think, oh, 4 nations, it was always this way, but it wasn't always that way. How did those nations form, So
I like them establishing canon through a video game too. because I mean that's something that not to always reference so many other different IPs, but that's something that James Gunn is doing with the DCU. Like, he wants his video games to feel cohesive to the stories that you're watching on television and on the big screen, and also having the comics fit all of that as well. So you just have this big IP and everything fits. Whereas like with something like Star Wars, things have just gone all over the map. There's so much gray area with that franchise, and so I'm excited to hear that we're going to be getting some actual history within this game. Also, man, playing this game, that'll be a fun time. Like, we'll have to do live streams around here whenever that comes down, because that's going to be super dope.
You have so many exciting projects going on. What else is going on at Avatar Studios?
Okay.
We're developing other series and other games and
Other series.
so yeah.
Excuse me, can I help you?
Sorry, I have a delivery here for.
Oh, good. Thanks, man. Oh, perfect. My cabbages.
Okay, cool. Hey, he said developing some other series, though. I don't know. If these series are in active development, that's a really, really cool thing, because I want to know what's coming next. First off, I think Seven Havens just has to be good. I mean, the animated movie needs to be good, but like the Aang story is great regardless. Hopefully it can do well in theaters so it can prove that Avatar The Last Airbender can be movie quality good. It can hold up as animation in theaters, you know, next to the giants like Pixar and DreamWorks and things like that. But at the very end of the day, I'm not as worried about that as I am with the series, because predominantly Avatar The Last Airbender has always been a television thing. And so if the series flops or the series sucks, then it's just kind of dead in the water. I mean, they've taken so long with this stuff. It's been so many years since they've even done anything. We have the Netflix side of things, but that is completely separated, and we're loving everything that's happening over there, or at least I am. But I'm just very curious as this wheel starts turning to see where they go. But this is some very promising stuff. Like the Seven Havens stuff specifically for me, I freaking love that. I love the comparison again to Lost. I love the sci-fi elements there, and I just love Lost as a TV show, but I love that mystery stuff, even like maybe like True Detective, that kind of vibe where you're trying to figure out something along the way with the main characters, and you end up having these crazy epiphanies while you're watching it alongside the character. Hopefully this show keeps you guessing in a way where like you truly can't figure it out. It's not one of those things where the first episode you're like, oh, that's what happened, I got it. You know, I hope it's not like super simple, but I hope for good things with that. As for the Legend of Aang, The Last Airbender, and him playing Zuko, all of that, I really, really love that. I mean, there's not much to talk about with that casting. I think all of us probably know how great of a performer as well as a voice actor Steven Yeun is, so I think that's a phenomenal choice for that, and it kind of seems like we're going to start finding out a lot more about that movie as we go along, so make sure to keep track of this channel. I'm going to be providing updates as we go through the whole thing, but this was really, really great. She asked some really solid questions. I was so surprised right out of the gate how she's like, who's Steven Yeun playing? Who's he playing? And they're like, oh shit! But it's also just nice to see, you know, Michael and Bryan talking with people out in public, making appearances, because I feel like so often we think of them as these two dudes that are just closed off from the rest of the world, and what the hell are they doing over there? You know what I mean? What are they doing? And then they have a panel like they did the other day, and we get a first look image, but there still wasn't much. Like, that's the consistent thing with Avatar Studios. We're never really getting much, and so to see them stand up and give an interview and give us a little bit of meat on the bone, that is just, let's give them a hand. Give them a hand. But my friends, as always, make sure you leave a comment down below. I would love to hear your opinion, and it is always welcome around here. I also just started a Discord, and I have an ATLA tab on there where I provide updates and news. I just created this Discord. This is brand new, so I'd love to have you there. Please open up the conversation anytime. Ask me questions. That's what it's there for. Go down in the description box. The invite link is there, and I hope to see you there. But more than anything, I hope you guys are keeping up the good vibes and having a great week. I will see you in the next video. Yip, yip!